I might be putting your butt to work a lot more here soon. Yeah! What's going on, everybody? So we're doing something a little different today. I'm not gonna be working on anything at the house. We're gonna be doing some work on a Suburban over at somebody else's house. I do little random jobs like this every now and then, where I go to the people's house and work on their stuff, but I usually don't video little odd and end jobs where I'm not working on stuff at the house, because usually it's just doing a little quick work on a daily driver, you know, swapping out an alternator or water pump, radiator, or doing brakes or something like that, you know. Nothing really worth recording. But I figured I'd video this one since it's a pretty cool rig. It's a square body dually Suburban. I'm not sure on the exact year. I can look at that once we get over here. We're actually about to pull up at the guy's house now. He just wants me to get it up and going and drive it down the road and make sure she's roadworthy and all that good stuff. He's got a few different projects going on over here, as you can see. But up there is what we're going to be working on. Dually Suburban. Pretty cool old rig, if you ask me. I had to leave my truck running because I was down there looking at some other trucks and left my lights on and about killed my battery. But yeah, this is what we're going to be working on. This is a 86 or 87 Suburban. It's a dually. It's been like rhino lined, as you can see. Pretty cool old truck. Got some speakers hanging back there. Interior pretty nice. I mean, dash ain't all cracked up and all that crap. I like it. I'm gonna go around her a little bit here. It's hard to video and get around on crutches at the same time, so y'all have to bear with me now. Basically just got to get her running and driving. I done been over here one time fooling with it a little bit. I was in my car, so I didn't have no tools or nothing. I just come by because I was in the area, see what I was gonna need. But I don't think she's gonna need too much work to get her up and going. This job here is a little different than usual, you know. Instead of getting paid with money, there's an old Ford ramp truck down the hill there that I'm gonna be getting from him once we get this thing roadworthy. Pretty cool old Dodge. Couple little 90 models. And then this here is what I'm going to be getting after we get the old Suburban up there running and driving. Old Chevy guy going to mess with a little Ford. But as you can see, we got an old ramp truck here. I guess that would be a dent side. I'm not sure exactly what year this is. I'm sure the Ford people, y'all can tell me. But F350. And according to this, 351. Come on, focus. 351 modified 400. So I don't know, I get confused on these Ford motors. You got the 351 modified or 400 modified, 351 Windsor, you got a Cleveland. I'm sure one of y'all Ford guys can tell me exactly what we got here, what year, motor and all that. Should be fun getting this one home. I'd say we're probably about 30 miles from my house. The tires on the other side got air in them, but these over here, well, obviously that one's off the rim, and them back there are flat. 4-speed, old granny low 4-speed. She's a little rusty, a little crusty, but I mean, I ain't too much worried about it. I like old crusty, rusty stuff like this. You ain't got to worry about it getting beat up or anything like that, you know, because it's already crappy. But I think it looks pretty damn cool. Figured if anything, she'd make a few cool videos, you know. I don't know how long it's been sitting, but obviously we'll make a video on getting her fired up and first drive and all that crap. It'll be a little while before we get it home and all. I mean, I still gotta get the Suburban and all up there running, make sure it goes down the road and don't have any problems, and then we got to figure out how to get this thing home. So, but then again, the way I am with getting videos out, by the time y'all see this video, this thing might be sitting in my yard already, so who knows. But anyway, let me get up here and get some work done on this Suburban. That way we'll be a little bit closer to being able to bring this rig home. Check this rig here out. I like this. Just a clean little 90 model. Just some nice little 15s on it. Hell yeah. That's just my style right there. Just put a little drop on her, not much. That over there look good. I mean, it already looks good. When I get me another 90 model, I think I'm gonna go with an old school 15-inch wheel on it. I'm kind of tired of seeing big wheels and stuff, 24 by 18s and all that crap too. It's time to bring some 15s with some boggers back, some 15s with some 295 50s. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All right, let's see what we got. All right now. Oh yeah. Forgot it was a push button. Get some gas up to her. Alright, she's getting gas. I advanced the distributor as far as it would go, so let's see what that does. Alright, well, so timing's a little off for sure. Alright, so as you can see, she's advanced as far as she can go, and it barely will idle. When they put the distributor in, they probably pointed the rotor directly at number 1, which is how they tell you to do it, but this is the reason I don't do it that way, and I always point mine basically at the back of the carburetor, or just straight forward. That way, when you make number 1 right here, that's about where your distributor will be, and you got plenty of adjustment. I guarantee you, if I pull the cap off right now and bring it up on number 1 compression stroke, it's gonna be pointing right at number 1, and that's why we gotta have it advanced so much. So there's a couple things we can do here. The quickest thing to do is basically just pull number 1 off and move it over 1. Just move them all over 1, like so. You can make number 1 whichever one you want to on the cap, it don't matter. So I've done moved them all over, so now instead of number 1 being right here, number 1 is right here, and now we can move our distributor back and we'll have plenty of adjustment. So now let's go see how she'll run after doing that. Still barely idling, but now we got plenty of room for adjustment. Hopefully I don't fall into the fan. That would not be good. Now, idle her up. Go back down some. And there you go, voila. Now we can leave it like that if we want to, but I'm probably gonna pull the distributor out and reset it. That way, if anybody comes behind me, you know, and is not thinking and don't look to see which plug wire is number 1 on the cap, and just, you know, pulls them all off and puts them back on the way they would usually go, starting with number 1 right there, you know, it won't throw them off. So we're gonna shut her down. I'm gonna restab the distributor, and then we'll put number 1 plug wire back over here where it would usually be at. That way it don't mess nobody up later on down the road. But yeah, just figured I'd show y'all that little trick real quick for those of y'all that don't know. All right, we gotta put an oil line on this thing too. He's got gauges in there, but all he's got is the factory oil pressure thing. So we're gonna have to fix that up. I got fittings and all in the truck there, and I think he said there was a line already here. I don't see one. Maybe it's in the truck, I don't know. I didn't bring no line, but if I have to, I'll have to go get one, I reckon. As y'all see, that's where she's pointing at it now. I'm just gonna pull her out and turn her a little bit. About right there. Well, not that much. About right there. Should be good. Now we'll just bump the motor over and let her fall down in there. Well, actually, let me just pull it out real quick because I forgot. Do this oil pressure line here. I found our line here, but the end of it's right there. I don't know if it's gonna be long enough. You see, it's kind of going through the frame and stuff there, so I might have to see if we can find some extra length on her. Man, why is it I'm always needing more length? No matter what I'm doing. Cars, bed, always running out of length. Alright, we was able to wiggle a little more length out of our line there. Got her all hooked up. Got a distributor sitting back in there. I just got to bump the motor over so it'll fall all the way down in place. And then we'll tighten her all back down and hook her wires and all back up and make sure she'll fire up. And we'll check for leaks. See if she will bust off and run now. We got an oil leak up here for sure. She must be leaking there at the gauge. Alright, so got one oil leak. Kind of a pain in the butt. I got the line tightened up. Let's see if it's leaking up here now. Comes the oil. Daggum throttle's sticking a little bit. We're gonna have to see what's up with that too. Alright, I think we all good up here. I think we're good on our leaks. That sounds like it's in that. Yeah, that's what it is. I was like, what the hell is that noise? I guess I'll mess with the oil dipstick tube now, because it come out. Last time I was over here, I was trying to check the oil and the whole thing just came out. I couldn't see to get it back in there, so now I guess we need to fight with that. This is the old one here. She broke smooth off. It would normally be about that long. I was trying to get the exhaust apart under there, but that's being a little bit of a pain. As you can see, I got just this piece of pipe there, link them together, and then clamps on it, which have clamped down on the pipes and pretty much clamped them together. So I guess I'm just gonna take the header off from up there and try to pull it out the way enough to be able to get to the dipstick where it's broke off in the block. And we got to do something about that too. Modulator valve for the transmission. As you can see, it slides on and off a little too easy, so we'll put a clamp or something on that so it won't slide off. And then I seen this here. I'm gonna put an end on this so his alternator wire ain't just wrapped around there. Alright, little update. I went ahead and pulled the exhaust clamp off the back, and that way I could drop the exhaust down, and that gave me a little bit of room to let the header go down and back some. I could probably pull the starter off and drop it on down some more, but I can see the oil dipstick hole there, so I'm gonna try to play with it right here, and if I can't get to it, I might pull the starter off and drop the header down a little bit further. Alright, so this is the one that come out of it, and this is the one I brought to hopefully replace it with. But as you can see, yeah, we got over half as much left in there. I don't know, I think I got a magnet. I might can get my magnet and run it across the bottom of the oil pan, and if it is broke off in there, maybe I can get it to come to the drain plug. Might can get it to come out of the drain plug, because I'm pretty sure it'd be big enough to fit through there. Well, I was hanging the exhaust back up here and decided I'd look at the U-joints. As you can tell, we got a fairly new one in here, but you might see a little something wrong. Not much gap here, a lot of gap over here. As you can see, the cap ain't all the way in there like it should be. It should be behind that little lip there. Is the other one like that? I think the other one's all the way in there. Feels like it. So we'll definitely have to fix that. Oh hell, it ain't even got a clip in this side. Dang. No clip in this side either. Nothing in there. So technically, there ain't nothing holding this U-joint in. Like right here, yeah, this one's got the clips in it. Yeah, this one here looks right. This one down here, it feels alright. We'll have to check all that. Yep, definitely gotta fix this one though. That's for sure. And then we got some fuel lines here that's a little old. We'll probably get them replaced for him too. Come on, you bastard. Hey, gummit. One bolt in. Oh man, you gotta love trying to freaking get headers on. This got exhaust and all that crap on it too. Alright, let me fight the rest of them in. Well, I got company here. My boy got dropped off for me. We'll show the YouTube people your ball and glove. You gonna play baseball this year?
Football.
Football?
My glove and my baseball.
Yep, it's a nice one, ain't it?
I like this one. First, put your thumb.
Alright, let me see your ball. Go over there, I'm gonna throw it to you. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, alright.
I'm gonna hit the...
Yeah, don't throw it back at me. Let me do this real quick and then we'll leave and we'll go home and throw it, alright? You're getting the rhythm figured out, ain't you?
There.
You gotta tighten her on up. There you go. Tighten her up. Ugh. 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 Alright, get the other side. Make sure it's good and tight.
This side?
This one right here. Because once you tighten one side, the other side will be kind of loose because it pulls together, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah. And then this one here, got to loosen it up so I can slide it down. So now you got to change your ratchet. You got to change that part. Flick it the other way. Nope, other way. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. There you go. Loosen her up.
Ah!
Get on there.
Yeah,
there you go. Do big sweeps like this. There you go.
There's no dirt is falling on our eyes.
Almost, a little bit more.
Ow!
Ooh, that was a bonk. Tighten her on up while I do this. Yep, you know what? You helping me, I might can get a lot more work done. You can do one thing, I can do the other thing.
Not everything is a one-man job.
Yeah, now you're getting big enough to where you can actually do stuff. So I might be putting your butt to work a lot more here soon. Alright, so I went ahead and unbolted the drive shaft. I pulled it out. I thought I had it figured out because I pulled one of the caps off and it had one of the roller bearings down in the bottom. So I thought maybe that was keeping it, you know, up too high where it wouldn't clear that little deal right there. But I took that out and now I got it sitting on this one and it's still way too tall. and that's not gonna work. So I guess we're gonna have to pull this drive shaft out and just take it home with me and go by the parts store, see if we can get a different U-joint with this thing with some shorter caps on it or something, because these here ain't working, ain't gonna work. Got a drive shaft out here. As you can tell, this is a new U-joint. Whoever changed it, looks like they used the old caps, because these are definitely not new caps that came with the U-joint. But as you can see, these here are a little bit taller than these. That's about where they would sit at. So you can tell these caps are a lot taller than the caps right here. So pretty much wherever the caps are that came with this U-joint are the caps I need. At least I got the header back up on there. We got an oil dipstick tube in it now. But I guess we're about to go to the house. The boy of mine is ready to go. I'm kind of ready to go myself. I've been dripping sweat the whole time. I'm about thirsty to death. I done drank all my water and stuff. We got a monster here that his mama brought me when she dropped him off. I'd rather have some water or something like that, but we're probably gonna down this anyway and head on to the house. All right, you ready to go? All right, let's go. All right, well, we're here at my house now. Brought the drive shaft with us. I went by a parts store and got a new U-joint. We got the right one. We got her put in there. Feels good going this way, but it's a little tight going this way, and that's because it's a pretty tight fit down in there. So probably what I'm gonna do before we finish this up and take it and put it back in the truck, I'm gonna pull it back apart, and I'm gonna take my Dremel behind there and just clean it up just ever so slightly. That way it won't sit in there so snug, and it'll move a little easier. All right, well, next day we got a little daylight. I got her pulled back off. Got the Dremel here. I'm pretty much just gonna, you know, massage that a little bit. Just take a little bit off so it don't fit quite as snug. Ideally, I would use this here with like a little sandpaper deal that wraps around that or goes around it to smooth that out, but I don't have any, so we're gonna have to use the little cut-off wheel. But it'll work just fine. I'm you know, pretty steady-handed with it. I can take a little bit off at a time, and then, you know, we'll just take a little off, test fit it, and if it's still too snug, we'll take a little bit more off until, you know, it moves like I want it to. All right, we cleaned her up a little bit. I put it all back together. I done took one of the straps off. I'll show you why, but you know, she's moving pretty good both ways, up and down, side to side, about the same. It's in there pretty snug, but I took this strap back off because, as you can see, it's not making contact all the way with the bolts in there. It's got enough room. I'm just going to try to give her a little tappy tap down, or if that don't work, I can just shave a little bit off right here, or either a little bit off right here, just so she'll make contact a little better. All right, well, she's all back together. Moves nice and smoothly. No big old gaps. Both of them's nice and tight. I'll get some grease. We'll grease her a little bit, and then she'll be ready to go back in the truck. Got our drive shaft over there, all my tools and crap, a bunch of other junk. Got me a piece of pizza, getting a little gas. I'm gonna go put that rig in. We'll get her yoke back up in here. There we go. Slid up in there that time. We lost a little bit of transmission fluid. I was wanting to drive it down the road. I don't know if we're gonna have enough fluid for that. There's a dollar store right down the road. Probably freaking $10 a quart there because we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. But if I have to, I'll go down there and get some transmission fluid. Alright. Drive shafts back in. All our U-joints are good. So now, move on. Well, there ain't no battery in it. It had one in it last time I was here. Which I think he did come home and swap vehicles, so he might have robbed the battery out of it. Luckily I got one over there. I just so happened to put in here the other day. Yeah, well, I think all of them are tight. I just gotta put all the plug wires back on it, obviously. I still got one header bolt out, because I couldn't get them all in. I have to loosen it up and just pull the header tube out so I can get it in there. But it ain't no big deal. I gotta get a gasket for it. When I put a new gasket on there, we'll get the header bolt in it. All right, we got all our wires on. We're gonna have to figure something out with our throttle here. As you can see, the little clip that usually goes on right there is missing. So we don't have one. I'm going to pump her a little bit, get some fuel up to her. Well, I think our thing just came off. Let me go see. Alright, we just had to get some fuel up there to her. Fire's right up though. Might need to back the timing down a hair a little bit. Obviously we got a little bit of a header leak over here. I guess I'm gonna run down to the dollar store and get some fluid. We're pretty much in the middle of nowhere right now, but luckily Dollar General likes to put their stores in the middle of nowhere. So this Dollar General ain't but a couple miles from his house, so that's pretty nice. I'm sure the transmission fluid's probably $10 a quart in here though, because we are in the middle of nowhere. But it is what it is, I reckon. Gotta have it. Alright, we got us a couple quarts of fluid there. It wasn't quite $10 a quart. It was wasn't but $8 a quart. I was a little bit off. A little bit cheaper than I thought. Could have got a whole dang gallon at Walmart, but that's the price you pay for convenience in the middle of nowhere, I reckon. Put this in here and we'll fire up and we'll check it. Check the oil. A little bit low, not too bad. But luckily, I had some of that in the truck. I didn't have to go up there and buy that $7 a quart stuff they had there. We'll just put a little bit of this old Rotella in here. She should be good. Brought me a couple gallons of gas. Because according to this gauge, well, she's a little jumpy, but according to that gauge there ain't much in it. We're on the move. I went second gear, not even out of the driveway yet. Let's see. I guess we'll go this way. There's hills this way, so it'll be more fun to go this way. I was wondering if it was gonna go. Oh yeah, woo! Hell yeah. Running out pretty good though. Good oil pressure. Temp. I checked the water in it, it's good. It's got a big clutch fan on it, so it probably ain't gonna run very warm. Feel no vibrations. I think I did pretty good on the U-joint job there. Find somewhere to turn around. Decent little spot to turn around at. That girl ain't gonna just swing around there. build me a bed in the back of this rig. Yeah, there's plenty of room back there. Put you a little microwave, a little refrigerator. Hell, I can live in this old girl. Hell yeah, she runs pretty good though. Go over these hills right here. Woo! Yay! I remember when I first got my license, I come over here in the car I had, and I hit that hill back there like 90 miles an hour. Hella fun. Made it down the road and back anyhow. That's always a good thing. You don't want to go on a test drive and break down. That ain't ever fun, especially when you own them things. So whenever I go on a test drive, I try to make sure everything's good. Yeah, there we go. Fit this old big girl back up in here. Got some wide hips. Got them wide hips on old girl. Oh, there's a tree back there too, so I don't need to go too far. Temperature come up. She's at 190. I'm gonna let it sit here and idle for a minute. Make sure she stays running good. Make sure it don't overheat or anything. I'm gonna check some stuff out. Well, she seems to be running pretty good. I mean, need to do a little adjustment on the timing and stuff, and header gaskets and whatnot, but she goes down the road and back. I'm going ahead and made me a little list here of the main things we still need, because I keep forgetting. But gotta get some fuel line, some old lines under there, throttle clip for that over there, header gasket. I gotta get some wire connectors, because you know we got things like this where the wire's just wrapped around and stuff. So a couple little odd and end things we still gotta fix. So we will be back. Alright, well, we're back over here. I went ahead and ran the autos on and got some gaskets, fuel line, and you know, a little clip for a throttle on the carburetor there. So I guess I'm about to try to finish this thing up, or at least finish it up enough to drive it. I figured I'd let him run it around a little bit, and if any other problems pops up, I'll come back over here and fix whatever pops up. If there's anything that I miss, you know, you just don't never really know until you drive around a little bit. All right, we got all the header bolts in it. I just had to loosen them all up and pull it out a little bit so I could get that one in it that I didn't get in it last time. New gasket on there. We got a little clip there so our throttle cable won't come off. Now I just need to hop under there and swap out them two little pieces of fuel line that's dry rotted. And then I'm gonna put an end on this, and then we're gonna stick a battery in it, fire it up, let it run for a little bit, and see how she sounds. Alright, yeah. Slide you up on there, slide you up on there. Yep. Alright, get the exhaust hanger tightened up, and then we'll be done under here. Let's see, I think I'm gonna get another zip tie just to put around that end so that don't happen. Alright, so yeah, let me find something to put on that so it won't slide off, and then we just need to tidy some stuff up. What the hell's going on here? So we got wires just dangling. Alright, we got battery hooked up. I put some connectors on the end of them, loose wires on the alternator, fuel line, blah blah blah. See if she'll fire up. throttle's still pulling on that thing a little bit. Might just need to lube her up a little bit. I think that cable is pulling on it a little bit. If I can move that bracket up a little bit more, might help. But sounding pretty good if you ask me. I think she's pretty much ready for him to drive now. I mean, I still got a couple of things I need to do on it. Yeah, we got a ground right there off. Should probably hook that up. I gotta get something for this oil dipstick. It's got a thing down there that's supposed to hold it, but it ain't quite long enough. It'll grab it just enough to hold it, but if you try to check the oil, it slips out. So we're going to have to get a longer piece or something for that. But for now, he can at least drive it around and do whatever he needs to do with it. I gotta get all my tools and stuff put up. We're gonna go down there and see what size wheels and tires on that ramp truck, and then we're gonna head to the house. And that tire there is all the way off the wheel. Yeah, them over there got air in them. So, yep. We'll probably have to come over here and get the wheels and tires off and get some tires put on them. These over here, they got air in them, but they're old and dry rotted, so it's not guaranteed that they'll make the trip home. I'm about to head out, go home, give me a shower, something to eat, and kick back and relax. Y'all just let me know what y'all think about it, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Later.